Yeah. Still trying to perform miracles over here. I need more space. This camera is so close up that I can't see nothing. What I'm trying to show is, look at the spacing between the wheel and the front cover on that bike. Then look on the spacing on this bike. This one is correct. That one is not correct. That front fork is stuck. The suspension is not working no more, shock absorbers. This one is fine. That one is not. I can put my fist in here. I cannot even fit it in here. So what are we gonna do? I'm gonna swap that fork out. I got another one over there. It's a used one, but it's not stuck. And also, this one is also tilted all the way forward because the spring is pressed in. They both are on the stand, on the center stand. But that one, if you put it on a slight angle or on like a hill or something, it would just fall off. It can go. It's like I'm not even barely touching it, and it will fall off the stand. It's like -1 degrees outside or something like that, so I don't want to be outside really, but you see the difference? The blue one is way too low, and this is how it should be. So let's go. I removed those two covers that are on the middle and center. It's like one with a lock on it and two on the side. I already removed those. So I have more access. The battery was low as well, so I'm going to try to see if this battery is good still. But all this stuff on the front has to come off, so I can pull the front fork out. The mirrors have to go, every cover on here has to go, because the entire steer has to come off the front fork. And then I have to remove all the covers so I can reach it properly, because we want some proper shock absorbing. I bought this chrome windscreen once because I didn't have a windscreen on it, and obviously it's not really the best look, I think, but we're dealing with it for now. Yeah. Also, these footrests, they look quite nice, but they are actually quite slippery. But yeah, I'm going to leave them for now. So let's get cracking. The other red scooter, that is a Piaggio carbureted engine. This is the Ditech version, so it has like a RPM counter and not, so it has a rev counter on here. As you can see, it has the injection on it. This engine has been working quite well for me. I really like the way it sounds as well. Only thing I have is that the throttle position sensor seems to be faulty or something. A couple previous videos, some while ago, I showed what the issue was. I think the throttle position sensor is faulty or something, because when I rev it too much, full throttle, it will start blinking the injection check, and sometimes even the throttle would stop and it would just stay at idle. Also, while we are here, I want to take a moment to thank everybody that is subscribed to the channel. My subscriber count just keeps growing slowly and slowly, organically over time. I really welcome everybody who wants to see what I'm doing, and yeah, it's just for entertainment purposes. And yeah, Maybe sometimes you can learn something as well. Who knows, right? Comment if you have anything to say. Don't be afraid. One of the things on this bike is that when you have it on the contacts off, it's blinking a light, but there's not really any alarm on here. It's just like a mock-up, something, fake alarm or something. I'm not sure why it is, but let's see how it starts, if it starts. I'm not sure how good the battery is, but this is the startup screen. There's this nice lion on there. So I guess this battery is good. That's how easy this bike starts up. It's way better than the Morini Ditech. Usually, Piaggio Ditech seems to be smoother than the Morini Ditech. Just listen at it. Listen to the sound. How nice it is. So here's the fuel pump on this bike. These hoses, they really need to be replaced once in a while, because they will explode on you and start leaking if you don't replace them too much, of often enough. This is a high pressure, low volume pump, and it can easily, as you can see, it's already leaking over here. It's a common problem with these bikes, that there's issues with the hoses. I just quickly removed the mirrors and the front panel. It's just 2 screws on there from the other side, and then you can take this off. I bought these plastics used. As you can tell, there's a hole in here, but they were broken on these points as well. I see it happen more often. It's still stuck on here, so I'm happy it's still on there. Let's continue. These are held in with just 2 screws. Then you can just take them off on both sides. This entire front side basically it's like, it's 2 side pieces that join up at the center. So what you can do is, if you loosen up all the tiny screws around, there are quite a few at the bottom as well. There's usually a screw in here as well, and if you take this off, or you could leave it as well, but then you can usually get this piece on the front as one hole. You can take it off as one hole, as a whole, and then yeah, let's see what we'll find. So I took some of the screws out, and on this side as well. There are also a couple on the front, so just be very careful and check all the way around where they are on there. Also have to remove these 2, those over there. I'm really hoping that in the future I will be able to make a bit better quality videos, but for now I have to finish off some projects before I can really use the space properly. I'm probably gonna switch up everything in the back so the car can go way back a bit further, so I'll have some more space. But for now we'll have to do. So yeah, for now we'll have to do it like this. What's next? It can be quite tricky to get those that are underneath, but once you get them, they are not that hard at all, but then it is loose all the way around, I think. So you can carefully pop it to the side on that side. Do the same thing over here, and then you just have to pay attention to these indentations, because you have to pull them out a bit and then get them off. Once you got yourself a bit of room, look, those are the indentations I was talking about, then you need to remove the front headlights, the plugs from the headlights. So just like that, and then the entire front piece just comes off. And as you can see, it's like this side and that side basically held together in the center by the headlight and this plastic piece. And that is what you get. Now there's still a lot of stuff hiding underneath here, but I have to remove it all. Or maybe not. When I say remove it all, it's a bit of an exaggeration, but if I take off the plastic piece on the inside, then I can probably already have plenty of room to reach the steering. So I can remove the steer, and then the front fork should be able to loosen it underneath there. It's a bit dark, but yeah. And then it should drop out of the frame. But I will remove some more plastics and then I will put it in the hoist. It keeps getting skinnier. There's one screw in there that's going through there, holding in that piece. But you have to be careful because there's a lock on here which you can just remove. Like so. You might be able to get away with leaving everything on the steer, but if you want to be careful and not break any electrical connections or anything, it's best that you just remove everything. If you don't want to destroy anything of the electrics, then it's best to just remove everything. I think if I look at all the scooters I have, this is the one I have the longest, I think. It's still in my possession, but quite a long time ago I probably repaired this already, but it's still holding up. These are very cheap connectors, and last time I repaired it I didn't even put any soldering on there, so it's easy to break off. Yeah, so I just loosened up 2 of the screws on the coolant reservoir and the oil reservoir as well. But yeah, now I can reach these 2, which is needed to remove the steer from the front fork. But yeah, I'm going to see if this is enough room to remove it. If it does not put that much strain on the wiring, then I'll just leave it anyway. But I can always take this off and then be gentle with it, but I'm going to take my chance. I mean chances. Got it strapped in. I had to use the hammer to get this center axle out. I was afraid it would be crooked or something, but it was not crooked. You know what the deal was? One of the front strut, still way too close to film, but one of the front shocks got loose and one of them is still stuck. Therefore this one isn't stuck, but therefore one is pushing it down and the other one is keeping it up here, so it would keep the axle a bit in tension. Therefore I had to use the hammer to punch it out. Normally you can just remove these 2 remove the 90 mil that's on here, and then you can pull it out, but had to do a little bit more effort. Removing the front wheel, then you can see what I mean. This one is at its normal position and that one is still stuck. It looks like a mess, but oh well, yeah, I took off the steer. It's like the best idea to just remove both the buttons on the steer, and then I also removed the brake handles from the steer, so I got enough room to just lift it up and take it out. So then it looks like this, a bit messy, but yeah. Underneath here is like this rubber. This rubber should be able to come up as well, and then it will reveal this nut. Better yet, there are two nuts on there. If you remove these two nuts, the front fork will be free. It's sad. This is a 32 mil, so I just break loose the bottom one, of the top one I mean, and then I'll remove it by hand before I will remove the bottom one. You might need two of them, just to hold the bottom one and then remove the top one. When you remove the bottom one, be careful. Sometimes these bearings are loose balls, sometimes they are in some type of ring that will hold them together, and they're on the top of here, and they also are underneath there. It's a bit hard to show. It should be between that piece. So try to work on a clean place, not like this, because if the balls drop on here I will not be able to find them probably, but I'll do my best. Also best not to forget to remove the brake caliper. It's a bit tricky doing it with one hand, but it's possible. So I guess luck is a bit on my side. These bearings are all in this ring, so they won't drop out of there. They will stay, no problem. Same goes for the bottom. These bearings are all together on this ring, so they won't drop off. I used the cardboard underneath so it would catch anything if it would fall apart, but it's okay. And as you can see now, that is the problem. That one is stuck and that one seems to be leaking, but yeah, furthermore it's fine. Let's get that other one. Also I removed the mud guard from the front already, so I have to swap that over to the other piece. These front shocks are like casted pieces, but I was playing around with trying to just hit it with a hammer, trying to get it like to go loose or something, but it didn't really work. But when it comes to cast pieces, that's a bit of an issue if you hammer on it. So yeah, I will throw that away anyway. There's also a rubber seal that is on here, so don't forget to swap it. That one in there is from that one actually, but I think I'm going to clean this up and then spray paint it black because it looks a bit rusty right now. There are these type of clips that are on top of here. It's very hard to see, but you need to remove those too. They're very small. You can see I'm just grabbing a small screwdriver to try and get them off. Those clips are used to space out the height, and there are 15 mil bolts on the side that hold the shock absorber itself. A lot of times I see these things missing, but if you really have everything like original, you have rubbers that go into the shock absorber at the top. I really dislike this weather. I hate this time of the year. It just sucks. Oh well. I cleaned up the surface a bit using a wire brush. Obviously I should have done this before I removed everything and just prepared this beforehand, but since it's very cold around here, I'm going to put it in front of the heater a second, and then for a minute, and then I'll spray paint it black. If you have any experience spray painting, then you know that it's best to have like 25 degrees of temperature. So I'm just putting the heater on the piece I want to paint, and also I'm going to heat the paint itself up a bit, so it's like a bit easier to stay on, or else it would not really properly stick to the surface. So it looks a bit better. I'm like, what the fuck? It's foggy outside. Not my type of weather. So yeah, these shocks, the mud flap is normally attached to these two places, and they always break off, so I have to repair this before I can use it. I hope it will go well, because this is always a horrible thing to get out. It really sucks. I'm going to try and drill it out, but it's so easy to go crooked on these. Horrible. I don't think I have the proper drills. All my stuff is like used, and I don't trust it, so I'm not going to do this right now. I'm going to do this later. I'm going to mount it without the mud flap for now, because these are just so horrible. Being the hoarder that I am, I managed to find another rubber to fit on there, so I got both of them now. Obviously I should advise against reusing the bearings, but I will, because I don't care. I'm going to grease them up again and I will reuse them. Grease it up. And it's back in. I really lack the space to properly film anything right here, but as you can see, it is back in. This rubber should be on top of here, so there's like one nut to tighten it and the other one to lock it, and then the rubber goes over it. And just like that, I put the brakes back on. Front wheel's not on yet, so it shouldn't really press in that one, because then the brake caliper, brake pads will go in if I do that. Best to do that when the wheel's on. So yeah, brakes are on, switches are back on. I put the throttle cable back on. Time to put the wheel on. So now the wheel's back on, the caliper is back on. Just so now I can brake until I have brake pressure, like this. The wheel should still be free, like that. Are we getting somewhere? Okay, let's put the cockpit back on. One thing about the Aprilia SR50 in general is that the brakes, when you put the handles back on, it's always not very clear what angle they should be. So now I want to put it in the cockpit, but it kind of hits the brakes. So I have to loosen them up first, then mount this so you can see where it fits properly. On the other SR2000 models, usually the brake lever, it will hit the plastic, so it's always a bit of tuning to see at what angle it should be. So like that. I also removed my hoist, because it's able to stand on its own right now again. So I just mounted the cockpit. That's just in there with like 3 small screws. And now I still have the brakes a bit loose, or at least, yeah, a bit tight still, but I have to tighten them up, as you can see. and then they should be in the right position, hopefully. And then if all goes well, you can just pop this back in. There's also a couple of screws from the underside to tighten. While trying to place this piece, I noticed that I forgot to route the wiring properly. So don't forget that you have to put the wires from the switches underneath the steering, or else they will stick out on the front. People could mess with them or anything. So yeah, now before I'm going to put the front piece on, I'm going to put a little bit of soldering on here so it won't come off again, because this one broke off. I repaired this like a couple of years ago. It's still good, but it can be stronger if I just put a little bit of soldering on there. Just a tiny bit of solder should be enough. One of these things is missing. I'm going to see if I have another one. These things can be very annoying, because over time they will start going loose, I think, and if you want to tighten something up in there, they will start turning like this. So what you can do is put some glue on the back of them, just a tiny bit, to keep them in place. Might be a bit much, but I guess it will hold. This is not really the original windscreen. I don't really like the chrome neither, but should I spray paint it or should I leave it for now? I think I'm going to leave it now. I can always take it off and then spray paint it, but it's a bit much, isn't it? Is it starting to look like something again? Something being a Aprilia SR50 scooter. So I have to put all the rest of the plastic parts on. But we'll get there. Put this piece back in place. Yeah. Got the front piece back on. Now check to see if the height is the same, because last time the front was way lower than the other one. It looks to be quite height. There's still more I need to improve on this scooter, but yeah. Front fork is in.